All right, let's talk about something that gets a lot of people excited. And honestly, a little terrified. Automated trading bots. You hear the promise, right? This dream of passive income, a machine just printing money for you while you sleep. But you also hear the horror stories. Accounts getting wiped out in the blink of an eye. So, what's the difference? What separates the moneymaker from the money shredder? That's what we're going to break down today.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? The secret isn't some crystal ball that predicts the future. It's much, much smarter than that. It's all about surviving the present. It's the huge gap between a simple bot that just follows a single blind instruction and a truly smart system that's built with layers of rules designed for one thing above all else, self-preservation. Yeah, this really lays it out perfectly. On one hand, you've got the simple bot, which is basically just a fragile gambler. It's making a bet, hoping for the best, and when chaos hits, it just shatters. But the smart bot, that's a whole different animal. It's a disciplined system, it's already prepared for the worst-case scenario, and its single smartest move? Knowing when to just hit pause, when to step away from the fire instead of running into it.
Okay, so let's start with the big question. Why are people so drawn to this stuff in the first place? I mean, the appeal is massive, it's obvious. But the traps? The traps are almost always hidden just beneath the surface, waiting for you.
Well, this number right here tells you pretty much everything you need to know. A whopping 78% of retail traders lose money trading manually. That is a brutal statistic. So when you're faced with odds like that, is it any wonder people turn to bots, hoping to take that messy human emotion out of the equation? The problem is, you're not removing risk. You're just swapping out one kind of risk for a totally new kind you probably don't even understand yet.
So to really get a handle on that risk, we need to pop the hood on a really common and really dangerous type of bot. It's called a grid bot. It's the default for so many systems out there, and it has a fatal flaw hardwired right into its DNA.
And here it is, the death spiral in all its terrifying glory. Just imagine this. The price of an asset starts to drop. The simple grid bot thinks, hey, it's on sale, and it buys. The price drops again. Does it stop and think? Nope. It doubles down, buys more. The price keeps tanking, and the bot just keeps buying until there's nothing left. It's a system built entirely on hope, and hope is not a strategy.
So how do we fix this catastrophic flaw? Well, the very first step is to completely flip the script. Instead of just letting a bot run wild, a smart system needs a plan. And not just a plan for when things go wrong, it needs a rock-solid coded plan for when things go right. It has to know how to take its own profits.
And this is how it does it. It's called the basket profit target. So think of it this way. All the buy trades are in one group, or basket. Now, the bot isn't trying to hit a home run. It's trying to hit consistent singles. Once the combined profit of all those trades hits a specific goal, like $500, the system automatically closes every single one of them. Bam, profit locked in. Money's off the table. It is pure, unemotional, coded discipline.
But, look, taking profits is the fun part, right? That's offense. The real magic, the real intelligence of a system like this is in its defense. We're not just talking about a wall, we're talking about a fortress with 5 distinct gates of safety, and each one is designed to stop a different kind of attack.
Now, before we walk through these gates, you have to get this one core idea in your head because it changes everything. A smart bot's #1 job isn't making money. Its #1 non-negotiable primary goal is survival, full stop. Because if you can just live to trade another day, the profits will eventually come.
All right, gate number 1. This is the big red panic button, the eject seat. It's the emergency close. If the total loss in your account hits a hard limit that you've set, say $2,000, the system doesn't hesitate, it doesn't ask questions, it closes everything. It hurts, yeah, but it's the fail-safe that prevents a total wipeout. It saves your account from total destruction.
Okay, gate number 2 is designed to stop a very specific kind of pain, the trade that just won't die. You know the one. It just sits there, bleeding slowly. The solution here is a time-based close. This rule basically says you are not allowed to become a permanent resident in my account. If a group of trades hasn't hit its target in, say, 7 days, the system kicks it out. No more hoping it'll turn around. Time's up. Move on.
Gate number 3 is all about recognizing pure chaos. Think of it as the bot's common sense filter. It's constantly measuring how choppy and wild the market is. If things suddenly go crazy, if volatility just explodes way beyond normal, the bot does the smartest thing possible. It hits pause. It just sits on its hands and refuses to open any new trades until the storm passes.
And the 5th and final gate of safety, this one might be the smartest of all.
It stops the bot from trying to fight a steamroller. It's called trend reversal detection. It forces the bot to zoom out and look at the big picture. So if the bot is holding a ton of buy trades, but the overall market is clearly in a massive, powerful downtrend, it doesn't argue. It recognizes it's on the wrong side of a freight train and it gets out of the way, cutting the loss before it gets truly out of control.
Okay, so we've got our profit-taking rule, and we've got these 5 layers of defense. How does this actually look in practice? Let's walk through what a typical day might look like for a bot like this.
So picture this. 9 a.m., everything's quiet, the bot opens a few trades. An hour later, there's a quick pop in the price, and boom, it hits that $500 basket profit target. All the buy trades are closed, that's a nice win locked in. But then at 2:30, some crazy news hits the wire. The market goes nuts. But instead of panicking, the volatility protection gate kicks in, and the bot just goes quiet. By 4 p.m., that chaos has turned into a nasty downtrend. The trend reversal system sees it, closes the other trades, and prevents a big loss. So what happened? It made money, and then it protected its capital. That's a win-win.
You know, when you see all these rules working together, it's easy to get lost in the tech and think the machine is doing all the work. But it's so important to remember that even the smartest, most anti-fragile bot is just a tool. It's a tool executing a strategy that a human being carefully designed.
And that human design strategy boils down to these 4 really powerful ideas. First, survival isn't just a strategy, it's the primary strategy. Second, discipline can't be a choice. It has to be coded right into the system's DNA. Third, you have to value adaptability, reacting to what is happening way more than trying to predict what might happen. And finally, and maybe most importantly, the system has to know when to just stop.
You know, this quote just nails it perfectly. Anyone can come up with a plan for when things go right. That's the easy part. The real genius, the thing that separates professional system design from just plain old gambling, is building in the rules for when you are inevitably, absolutely going to be wrong.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question of all. We can build all these complex layers of automation, all these incredible gates of safety, but maybe the most powerful feature isn't in the code at all. Maybe it's the human wisdom to look at the world, see that things have fundamentally changed, and have the guts to just turn the whole thing off.